Like the 40 miles now, people who used them found that 20 to 25 was there it is.
Because you're not allowed to get those. You can't have your...
Oh, you're allowed to average 20 miles an hour. And the reason for that, you mentioned it early on, the reason is that the speed limit in 1903 was 20 miles an hour, so it's rather nice that that's...
Speed limit was raised from 4 to 30 miles an hour, and your business is permanently destroyed. The red flag in front of this is maybe carry one. That answers the question, does it not, about which vehicle Peter Mitchell's going to be driving, because there he is driving that one.
Which is an Albion.
Albion Dogcat. Yeah. Also from the I would... the building itself is fascinating enough in the sort of squircular shape, but it's a great place to go, including, of course, a lot of assorted British Leyland or British whatever we were called all those years ago, Rover as we are called, no, BMW as we're nearly called these days. Not only, of course, a lot of vehicles from the Midlands, from the various Rover companies, but also, of course, a lot of other very interesting vehicles as well. It's well worth a visit.
I was intrigued to see 3 of the cars here have got canopies, two with fringes on, the little Gladiator there, John Lawson's Panhard, 7 horsepower, and another Panhard again with a canopy on the top and a fringe around the edge, very much off the period and disappeared, as you can imagine, no time at all. Stylish feature.
I can't imagine why.
And yet another one.
Oh yes, well that's the Pownall fringe, exactly. That's the other half of the Pownall family. We saw Arnold a little while ago. Now I mentioned that we have going to be, as ever,
the line at the moment. The first class up, it carries racing certificate number 1, and it's lovely to see it out again. It is steam cooled. It actually is designed for, and then the...
Bonjour caméra. On les prend d'ici parce qu'on garde pour les Mercedes.
a dozen makes of car in this year that weren't here last year, and roughly the same number that were last year that are. I mean, how many different...
A number of unique vehicles around, but the motor industry doesn't, not now, the motor industry was going to get going. I think we've got a Humber out there, which of course is late, that most people out there will remember.
Well, 287, which is one of the vehicles that over the years Norman Cullen's car from Buckinghamshire, one of the cars that has raised money for charity. They've been sponsored per mile on the Brighton Run for some years, raising two hats. You can see what I mean. The Oldsmobile, the Samuel Greco's car from the United States. We never have guessed you were from America, you know.
I saw that.
That's a hat.
I saw that only a month ago when he did the...
And the Dion here.
Yes. We have somebody with a slide. It's not the deal. Is it? That's the problem. I can't see what it is. It's a Crestmobile. Yes, okay, right. And the Dion overtaking it, and there.
It's not a race, remember.
Roy Fisher with the Barry. They're going through there, and another Dion, very accelerative. Oh yes, they're doing well. Dear Philip Shenton with his Oldsmobile going through. Philip won't see 80 again and uses that car all over the UK and the continent and rallies it redoubtably and wins prizes on a regular basis.
Would you imagine that some of these vehicles do more miles a year now than they did when they were built?
I'm sure they do. I mean, Philip's Oldsmobile has just gone through. I mean, that must do thousands of miles in the course of a year. Others, of course, only ever do the Brighton Rally.
One of our German teams directly in front of us here, map in hand. Ah, yes. So you know where you're going. Oh, very good. Very useful. Incidentally, the map. The maps to be found on pages 22 and 23 of the programme, incidentally. The programme sellers are up and down the spectator areas here. The Southern Car Club as ever responsible for the venting of the programme. So they're all on sale down at Brighton. Oh! This man appears, the man directly in front of me appears to have Roland rats sticking out of his overalls. You always go to Brighton with your rats? Yes, I do.
On his to Dion, Peter Carr's to Dion going through there. Charlie went for so many years.
That's another hat.
I'm surprised to see people drive without hats on, to be perfectly honest. In here, never mind about that.
Martin Landers just passed us there on his 1903 Panhard, chairman of the Veteran Car Club's Executive Committee. We have mechanical activity taking place just in advance of the start line. The gratified motor coaches and the last one.
If you ask about one-off, that is a complete one-off, that vehicle made by a tinkerer in the United States.
Oh, so they're just tinkering with it now?
That's right.
Get it working?
Well, I think to,
sorry, I just
continue the idea that they were tinkering with it. And now the Cadillacs are coming through, the first Cadillacs.
Well, I mean, that must have been a real mass production sort of car.
They got into mass production very, very early on, and of course Henry Leland, the engineer who was responsible for them, was the master of precision, and they go and no-go gauges, there for really? Oh yeah. People quite happily all over the place and up steep hills and so on.
Oh, I love the hats. Our friends from Flitting, because we live in the next village to them in Harlington. What a splendid vehicle it is.
And the unrestored Flint Roadster going through there. They only made 50 of those cars, and they made them between about 1901 and 1903, so it has to be a Brighton car, which is rather nice.
We're talking about the way in which some of these have been restored to running rather than...
Les Mercedes qui arrivent.
Of course, people are right about these things, full of copy because cars being rediscovered and then...
And restoration is often a fairly lengthy process as well, isn't it?
Oh yes, it is. I mean, I've got a 1902 MMC and I've had it for 10 years and we still haven't finished restoring it. You know, if you do things like this, then you know, something more really ought to be getting on with the restoration. I'm sitting here, but that's right. And we're about to disappear in more scenes again. photo of the and he's had it out once or twice in the summer, and I hope it'll do him well. I think they do as well. Yes, very long way to walk. And the seats there, very much a chair, an inner table design of chair, expected. Yes, spindle back. Yes, yes, yes. Chippendale was like that. Going through there, and Mr. Carter's Sunbeam is again very happy to see it as well. I think there's a thing now, the car now, you can see the shop, beginning of the right down there starting carroting, and Karen, good morning sir. It is now that looks like a great way to cover. You're under cover. You keep nice and all right until it rains, then you haven't got a windscreen wiper. So you have to lift the system, which I won't attempt to describe. Well, it's a sort of epicyclic system, but it isn't quite. It's a Bovia system. I'll draw you a diagram, shall I? We'll do that over a pint later. Right. Now, can it get across the start line? This is the next bit. Oh, come on, yes. Oh, please. Go, it's on. Carrying the Australian map on the back. The start line will buy. We dress our marshals up in day-glow orange so that when they're pushing cars, they don't get run over. The Renault's coming up, but the spokes have actually got springs. Now, for those people who can see it close to it, they are sprung wheels. Although, as you know, I'm not an incredibly technically minded person, that does not sound like an awfully good idea. Well, it's one of the few cars running with that sort of system on it. I love the bodywork. Yes, bodywork very nice. That would be nice. Derricks, we've got derricks of different types going through there. And another fine Renault. Not changing clothes. I didn't say that, it was him. It was the one without that stop. But we can't tell the one to the end anymore because I'm going to that's when the animal turned out. And what first run. Yeah. 438 is going to be, now owned by the Netherlands National Film Museum. On the far side, number 501, the Tiger 4-seater that were installed together. Do you right? Together house through the Spiker, and we watched the film through on Friday night. Ritual, we always really? Always watch Jet Li on Friday night. Comedy style, piece of entertainment, not to be taken seriously. But it is interesting. Well, yeah, there's some yes and no in here somewhere, isn't there? That one of the elements of the run is that and you see the relatively unsophisticated. String and sellotape and that sort of thing. And they suspender belts and sort of things like that. Well, you might. Whatever happened to be. Yes. Continuing now towards the conclusion of the start of this year's pleasure car run. Then Martin and I will speak of Peter Young is a very keen